Hi, welcome to SiFer's Tips and Tricks tutorial for our winter newsletter. And I'm going to talk to you today about there are no more critical updates. Well, not really. They've been calling them critical updates for as long as I can remember, and now they're called release updates. We'll walk through how you find your release updates in your org. We'll discuss the various elements of each update, such as the deadlines and what type it is, what's changing, what improvements you'll see, and how it will impact your organization. And then how to review and activate those updates. And then I'll have a general note on security alerts. Let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is navigate to the release updates in Salesforce. And where you do that is once you log in, and I'm logged into our sandbox, you would go into your setup, and then in the quick find you're just going to type in release, and then select release updates. So you'll see here there's multiple tabs, and then there's different updates in each block. So here are all the ones that need action right now. Then there's due soon, which there aren't any here. There are overdue, and then archived. So let's go into, let's just look at the needs action. Let's look at one individual one. So multi-factor authentication is a big one right now, and as you can see, this needs to get completed by April 4th. It is test run supported, and you can click view details, and what this will do, it will tell you what's changing, what improvements you'll be able to see, and how your org is impacted. So those are the different pieces that you can read through and do your research and see, is this something you need to do in production, or is it something that you can you'll need to do in your developer org to test out prior to activating it in your production. Salesforce, I will make a note, does recommend highly that you do these activations or test runs in off hours in your developer org or in your production org. So this is how you get to the information about it, and you can see when it needs to be done. The other note I will say is that the completed by in your sandbox dates may be different from your production dates, so just be aware of that as well. As we look through these, as I already spoke about the deadlines, you can see this one's April 4th, this one's May 10th. There looks like there's a lot of May 10th, and you've got July, you've got September. So these are all the ones that you need. You can prioritize based on date. The other thing is there are different types of updates. So you can see this says security, this says security, then there are end of life type updates. There are also usability updates. So this one is something as it relates to Process Builder. Here's some more usability security. So those are the different types of release updates. And then I just showed you how you get to see what's changing, what improvements you're going to be able to see, and how your org is impacted. The other thing to take note of is testing and activating those. So you can enable or disable a test run, and once you've tested that and go through that process and it tests out fine, then you can activate it. The way you get started on one of these updates, so let's do the multi-factor, is you just click Get Started. And it will walk you through the different things you need to do in order to activate the multi-factor authentication. So the first step is you can enable or disable the test run. I'm not going to do a test run since I'm in my sandbox. And then it has multiple steps for you to complete. So let's do determine which users need access to subscriber support console, and then set up multi-factor authentication for those users. I'm going to mark that complete. Then set up multi-factor using either user permission or profile-based policies. And you can review those login requirements in Salesforce Help for details. I'm going to mark that complete. And then notify impacted users about the MFA requirements and how and when to start using MFA to log in. So let's mark that done. And this basically is your final confirmation. It says, I have reviewed the steps and understand the impact of this update to my org, and I have completed the necessary testing of this update for my org. So this is basically a disclaimer saying if it breaks anything, Salesforce isn't liable for it. So we'll just confirm that. But you will need to go and refer back to any help documentation that they offer for this, and in the help documentation for doing the setup. So there you have it. That is a basic walkthrough of, you know, how to do one of these. And for security alerts in general, I wanted to just say for you guys that are Salesforce admins, there will be a persistent message that will appear every time you log in when you have at least one unresolved security update. Once those are completed in your org, that message will automatically go away. And I want to thank you for watching, and we look forward to another tutorial in the spring. If you liked what you saw, please follow us, and you can find all of the resource links below for managing release readiness in general, and then also how to manage your release updates in Salesforce. So if you want to get down to the nitty-gritty and you want to manage that. Also, if you need assistance with managing releases, please contact us. We do offer release management services. We have different packages: full support, assisted support, resource support. So take a look at that on our website. And again, thank you, and we will see you next time.